2023 Berlin Half Marathon is complete, and I'm happy to say that it went much better than I expected. More than 40,000 people competed on Sunday, and I'm happy to say that I was one of them. I did the race in order to prepare for the Hamburg full marathon that's coming up in the next 3 weeks. My goal for this half marathon was 1 hour and 24 minutes, which I am happy to say I managed to achieve with about 10 seconds to spare. So throughout this video, I will tell you how I prepared, the pre-race rituals, the execution, and then the aftermath of the race. The morning of the race, I woke up at about 6 a.m. to make sure that I have a meal 3 hours before the actual race. Eating a big meal or any meal too close before the race will cause my glucose level to spike and to dip, which will cause dizziness and that weird sort of empty leg sensation. By giving my body enough time to digest all the carbohydrates, my glucose levels will stabilize, and I did feel much better during the race. My breakfast was almost 100% carbs. I prepared about 80 grams of oats on the stovetop with just a bit of water, about a tablespoon of strawberry jam, and a tablespoon of peanut butter powder and a banana, all mixed in with a little bit of oat milk. I also had a ton of coffee before, about 2 cups that I made with the Bialetti, and I had that at about 6:37 a.m. My next thing that I ate was about half a gel just before the start of the race. Next, on to running gear. My running gear consisted of a Adidas ID0 singlet, a pair of Adidas split shorts, Adios 3 running shoes, a new pair that I got on sale, thank goodness, and 2 power gels. After preparations were complete, I headed out the door at about 9:15 in the morning in order to make sure that I get there well before my 5 minutes past 10 starting time. So aiming for 1 hour 24 minutes, 4 minutes okay.
Okay.
And weather's cold, but it's feeling good. I got my purple shoes on. I live relatively close from the start, which was at Brandenburg Tor, so it only took me about 25 minutes to get there via the U-Bahn. Once there, I said hi to Toby, and today my girlfriend acted as the main videographer. The atmosphere at this race was absolutely incredible. That feeling always gets my adrenaline going, and I was like just itching to start the race. But the one little setback that I did have is I completely missed my drop-off point for my bags, and I went all the way to my starting block, which is about a 10-minute to 15-minute walk. So by the time I got there, I realized my bag drop was way behind, and I had to sprint all the way back and then back again to the block with about 5 minutes to spare. So it was like a good way to warm up my legs before the race started, but it was way too stressful, and I should have definitely planned that much better. But once I was settled, I had a quick pee in the bush and I was ready to go. So just moments before the race starts, they always have the countdown music. Sometimes it's Chariot of Fire, sometimes it's weird sort of heartbeat sound. But that happened, the gun went off, and I was ready to go. I started off the race way too fast. I think my first kilometer was about 3 minutes 38 seconds, which was much faster than my about 4 minutes a K that I was targeting. That was a combination of just nerves and an adrenaline dump that kind of made me think that I had to pick a group quickly to run in instead of running my own race. So I had to convince myself to just settle down, chill out, relax, because you don't want that adrenaline to mix with the cortisol. It makes everything go super stiff. The rest of the race went about as I expected. After the first 5Ks, I felt really good. My splits were good. I think I ran on an average of 3 minutes and 51 seconds per kilometer. So I made it well under the 20 minutes for every 5 kilometer split. At first, I didn't know if I was gonna be able to maintain that split, but I found a nice group of people that ran about the same pace as me, and I constantly kept an eye on my watch every time the kilometers ticked over to make sure that I was on pace. Every time my group got a bit slower, I either sped up or slowed down depending on where the pace was. About halfway through, I was feeling really good, and I was feeling really confident that I might actually reach this milestone goal that I had in mind, and I went for it, and I stuck to the right groups, and I did feel times where my legs were super lactated and I was getting stiff really towards the end. But like most of these races, a lot of this is mental. that time that you feel like you just want to stop, your body's telling you to stop. You just have to keep going, and I had to trust the training that I've done over the last few months, if not the last year of consistent training. And also had to remember that this is only a practice run for the big race in the next few weeks. But I have a massive competitive instinct, and it was very hard to keep back and keep restraint during the race. Towards the end, I just couldn't believe there was only a few kilometers left, and I pushed as hard as I can over the line, like essentially sprinting, and I'm so happy that I did because it made me reach that goal.
Justin! Woo! The last meters!
I'm not sure if I would have if I didn't go for that last full out sprint in the end. And I made it, and it just felt absolutely incredible to improve my personal best by about 3 minutes since last year. Yeah, it's just such a vibe, and it's incredible to see a bunch of different people be there. As much as it sometimes annoys me to go to these expos and being so many people, it's an insane group of people that make the race, and it was so much fun, and it just gave me some more motivation and inspiration to push even harder in the future. Next time I'll try to run even faster, maybe that hour 20 minutes, but for now I think I am pretty confident that I'll make the sub 3 hour full marathon. I need to just make sure that I pace this correctly. The marathon is a completely different animal just because of the length. It's a marathon, not a sprint, and the last 10Ks really wins or loses the race, so I need to make sure I pace that properly. But it was a great race today. I feel great. I already went for a little tune-up run in the morning. This next 2 weeks I'm really going to be pushing the mileage, hopefully up to 160 kilometers in the next 2 weeks, hopefully. And then I'm also going to have a short break in Greece during my taper week to just chill out and get the legs ready for the final bit of training before the race. I'm really excited, and this was a great race. Honestly, it was so much fun. I'm so proud of myself for this one. And if anyone is considering doing something like this, please do. It is an awesome experience, and this is what makes running addictive, is that competition, for me at least, because the competition has a payoff, and nothing's better than just feeling that satisfaction of beating your own time. It's a competition against yourself, because if it was a competition against people, you're gonna have to run against the elites, and those guys are absolutely insane. This is my little race report for the Berlin half marathon. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
Do I look good coming through? Because I felt like shit.